Okay, guys, welcome to our Derby Day. And appropriately enough, we're going to start with a mint julep demo that is coming from the Downing Bottles and Bites. If you have not been there, please go. It is lovely, and you can find the Downing on Lafayette Plaza in downtown. So here we go with our video.
I'm Jenny Hoffman. I am one of the owners here at the Downing Bottles and Bites. We are a wine retail shop and restaurant here in downtown Rockwall, located in San Jacinto Plaza. Today I am here to show you guys how to make a mint julep in the spirit of the Kentucky Derby. So it's a pretty simple cocktail. All you need is fresh mint, a Kentucky bourbon, simple syrup, and crushed ice. Some people like to use sugar cube instead of simple syrup. If you wish to do that, then you'll muddle it with the mint, which I'll get into in a minute. Otherwise, you can make your simple syrup with just equal parts water and sugar. So first off, the recommended dose is going to be 8 mint leaves. Typically, you want to build the cocktail in the given glass. The traditional one is going to be one of these silver cups or copper. If you just have a highball glass, though, that works as well. But so that you guys can actually see the process of making this cocktail, I'm going to do it in this clear one. So I put my 8 mint leaves. I like mine a little bit sweeter because of the whiskey and the mint. A little bit more simple syrup will kind of balance that out. So I'm going to use ½ ounce simple syrup. Pour that in over the mint leaves, and then you're going to muddle. The muddling process will express the oils of the mint and give it a really nice aroma and a even deeper mint taste. So you get those nice and muddled. Now comes the fun part. You're going to add the 2 ounces of your bourbon. I'm using Makers. That's my personal favorite, but whatever your choice is will work as well. So pour that in over the mint leaves and the simple syrup. Now you add a little bit of ice. Typically you're going to do this, like I said, in one of these silver mugs. You can see when you stir, you kind of want this frosted layer to come on top. You're not going to really actually see that with the glass today, but I will show you at least the stirring process. So you add the ice and you just want to get that bourbon really nice and cold, chilled. Now, being that you build this in its own glass, there's no need to strain this, so we're just going to dump the entire thing in here. And then you just start piling the ice on. You kind of want a ice dome on top that will just slowly melt into the cocktail. For a garnish, you want to do a full mint leaf. You're going to want to express it, so just a quick slap. Again, that's going to add the aromas and the scents of the mint. So when you're drinking it, you're inhaling the mint flavor. And there you go. There's your mint julep. Thank you.
Boy, that looks yummy. I could use one of those. So you guys, welcome again to Derby Day event. I'm Terry Roberts, and I am honored to serve as the president of the board for the PWA, a group of absolutely extraordinary women. Our purpose is to unite and empower women in business by bringing them together for fellowship, learning, and personal development. Now more than ever, I challenge each of you to be fully engaged with PWA. It's a network of professionals and we're facing unprecedented challenges right now. We each strive to create the best organization that we can. And we've managed that in normal times, but now we're facing some challenges, hence our Zoom meeting. Each of us sees our life so much differently today than the last time we got together. Most of us have spent a lot more time at home, more time with family, and for lots of you, instead of being a working mom, you're a working teaching mom, which I know looks very differently. And I salute every one of you guys who has made it through that. I know it been a real challenge for you. So we're all trying to find what our new normal looks like. And I think what we do know is all PW members are strong, we're survivors, and we have adapted and overcome challenges in the past. Today's challenge is different because we cannot look to history to guide us. There's no books on how to manage a business during a pandemic. There are no guidelines on reopening our lives and businesses. We don't know when schools will open again, when childcare will be available, or even when we'll be comfortable in a crowd of people. What I do know is we will be victorious. For now, we are all left to navigate uncharted waters. We are pathfinders. We are visionaries. We're the ones that people will read about in the history books. And some of us will be the authors of those history books. We are PWA members. We are bold. We are defiant. We are confident in our spirit, and we are survivors. I, for one, am blessed to be part of this group. I want to sincerely thank each of you for being with us today. It really means a lot to myself, everyone on the board, and to our entire community. With that, I want to thank our presenting sponsors, Diva and Darlings. They have done a wonderful job in making this possible. If you're not following them on their website or on their social media, which is pretty fun to watch, they've got a Facebook, they are making face masks. And if any of you are trying to make face masks yourself and go to the fabric store, you'll find out that apparently there is no elastic available anymore in the United States of America, because that's what they told me. So Divas and Darlings, if you're looking for a mask, is a great place to go. They also have 40% discounts being offered now. So anyway, just enjoy them, take advantage of what they have to offer for you guys. And again, I salute them so much for being a part of this event for us. Okay, well, it is time to present our speaker, who you see on the, well, I hope it's the bottom left-hand corner for everybody, but I don't know that for sure. So Betty hates long introductions, so let me sum her up in just a few sentences. 33 years of executive business growth leadership, 80,000 people, 700 organizations, international keynote speaker, weekly radio podcast personality, president of the National Speakers Association of Texas. Her audience has become a catalyst, energizing and igniting success. She's crazy about her dog, Molly, and her horse, Paxton. Passionate about personal growth for herself and for others, lives with momentum every day. So without further ado, get ready for the future and get energized to ignite your new momentum. Please join me in welcoming Betty Coffey.
Thank you, Terry. I appreciate it. And hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to be with you today. Absolute pleasure. Before we get started, I need to apologize for my glare on my glasses. I ordered some non-glare glasses from Amazon last week, and they came in blue, and I look like a drug addict. So, so I apologize about the glare. I've got to figure this out without looking weird. But it's so nice to see you. At least see you, who I'm seeing, and then also be able to see you on the chat. So before I get going, let's go to the chat, please, because this is going to be very, very important for interaction. Trust me, those who chat the most are going to receive a prize. And let me show you the prize. This maybe doesn't mean anything to you right now. This is Paxton, okay? These are little Paxtons. And these are some of the things I hand out to my very, very special audiences. So unfortunately, I can't see you. And oh my gosh, I wish I could see you. I love audiences when I'm speaking in person. I like to watch your expressions in your face. And if you're going like this, or if you're going, okay, I'm able to pick up on that. Unfortunately, with virtual presentations, you can't get that. However, we've got chat. So if you could all chat to me right now. Spring Hill Suites needs a Paxton. All right, Karen, Miranda, write that down. Okay, Spring Hill Sweets needs a Paxton. You wouldn't believe these Paxtons. I've got pens, I've got pads, I've got all this stuff for speaking. However, when I speak to groups, this is what they want. It's amazing in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you go into some of the CEO offices, you're going to see Paxton, because I've spoken to groups, and I'll have a high executive in the conference, and he'll come out and say, can I have my little Paxton, please? So these are hot. And so the way you're going to get these today is the more you chat, the more opportunity you have to get, oh, good. Children's Advocacy Center needs a Paxton. Awesome. Horses, Sheila, yes. Oh, you're going to love today's presentation. Yes, Sheila, you're going to love it. We need a Paxton behind the bar and the Downing bottles and bites. Okay, Miranda, better keep track of the Paxtons, all right? Housewarmers want a Paxton, okay. All right, well, these are the Paxtons, these are the gifts, and so keep those chats rocking and rolling, all right? So bear with me here. It drives me crazy when I'm not in control, and since I'm not the host today, I have to kind of maneuver my way around here a little bit. I'm going to share this with you, and I'm going to go right to here and go from the beginning, and here we are. So today we're talking about moving again in the right direction, and we're going to do it with clarity and momentum. Now, if you will hold on for me for just a second, I want to pull up the chat so I can continue to see you. Since I'm not the host, I need to make sure I get you in the chat area. Hang on just a second. Here, and where's my chat? And there's my chat. Okay, good. Now you're in the middle of my screen, so I've got to move you on over. So just bear with me, please. I couldn't do this before we started, but I am doing it now. Did all of you also receive, while I'm doing this, were you all able to receive the handouts I sent to Miranda, excuse me, to Miranda, and she was going to send them out to you earlier? So hopefully you all got those, yes? Okay, yes, yes, yes. All right. Also, can everybody see the screen okay?
Yes.
The PowerPoint is up and rocking. Everybody see the screen, yes? All right, we're ready to go. Okay, so it's a pleasure to be with you today. Let's chat, let's be interactive. Chat with me right now what you would like to get out of today. Give me an idea. Give me an idea. Maybe what you want to get out of today, just some ideas. Besides a Paxton, what would you like to get out of today? All right, I'm not seeing anything yet, but I will proceed here. Ah, more focus. Okay, more focus. Yeah, no kidding. We could all use that. A mental boost. Marianne, I'm with you. Okay, this is great. And Sheila, motivation to keep moving forward among the negatives. Yes, positive ways. Oh, look at all this. This is wonderful. Clarity to my team. Sheila, we're singing out of the same hymnal here. Okay, first me, I've been able to attend, so I'm interested. Wonderful. This is great. This is awesome. Okay, so let's get rocking and get this show on the road. First question I've got for you is, how are you holding up? Think about this. As Terry said, we are moving through right now absolutely unprecedented times. We're navigating this new normal. How many of you are sick of hearing new normal? We're navigating this new normal, and it's not easy. Although I'm not here in person with you right now, know that I'm here in spirit, and I want to chat with you because I sincerely hope that you and your families are all okay and healthy and well. Very, very, very important. So this is a test of our strength right now. It's really tough. This is a test of our strength. And I know that a couple of times I wanted to go crazy, and you might have also been wanting to go crazy too sometimes. As we move through this pandemic, which is going to be one day at a time, it's calling us not only to maintain our sanity, but it's actually calling us to look into deeper who we are, how we're handling this, how we're going to get through it, both personally and professionally, and also, very importantly, where we want to go from here. Think about that. And this is an opportunity for you today to think about what you want to do. You might be feeling, well, I'm stuck at home. I'm kind of maybe stuck with the kids. I'm stuck with my spouse, or I'm stuck with my puppy, or I'm just stuck at home, or I'm a little fearful about going out. Today we're all opening up, but I'm not sure how that's going to go over. You might feel like you're not in control. And by the end of this presentation today, I want you to feel that you are in control, because you are. You are absolutely in control. So let's talk about that. Now, what I like to do is we send out some questions. And so let's talk about this. Unfortunately, every time I click on, before I click on a slide here, my chat goes away. So bear with me here, but I want you to think about this. Let's just talk about these questions just a little bit and be honest. Give me one word back in the if you will, give me back one word in the share area. What do you need most right now to stay grounded? Give me one word. What do you think you want right now to stay grounded? Wine. I like this group already. Prayer, yes. Peace, faith. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what we're all needing. Consistency. Very good question. Yeah, I mean, good answer, because there's not a whole lot of consistency out there. Balance. Oh, you guys are going to love this presentation. I need to get my nails done and my hair. I know, I hear you. Financial stability. Yes, yes. On tops of mind of so many, many people. All right, so you're being very honest, and I love this. Think about the next question. What do I need to give myself permission to do or not do today? One words. What do I need to give me to? Salons need to open. Oh yeah, no kidding. In fact, I'm going to tell you that. While you're answering that, you need to eat today. Oh yes, Karen, if you haven't ate yet, this is not good. Yes. You know, you've all heard the saying FOMO, F-O-M-O. And as you know, FOMO stands for fear of missing out. So people always want to be somewhere doing something, be on top of it, because they have that FOMO, F-O-M-O, fear of missing out. Well, I've created another little lingo here that I'm kind of proud of myself for, and I just love it, is JOLGO, J-O-L-G-O, J-O-L-G-O, JOLGO. You know what that stands for? Any ideas? Any inspiration here? Joy of letting go. I have been experiencing the joy of letting go. As an example, okay, 2 nights ago, I decided my nails look like the devil. I have next gen nails. I did have them. 2 nights ago, I let them go. They're the nails now. And so I thought, I'm going to hate my nails. I'm going to hate this. I'm going to hate this. You know what? It's okay. I can do stuff now that I couldn't do before. I can actually go down and play around on the piano. I can actually pull out a guitar and be able to hit the frets correctly. I got a joy of letting go. Okay, my roots. Here are the roots. I look at those every day. They're getting a little longer, but you know what? I don't care, because I can do some other stuff. I can put on a beautiful hat like many of you are wearing today. It doesn't matter. It's the joy of letting go. You know how every day we had to get something done, and we had schedules to do, and we didn't have time to get everything done? I believe there's a reason why this has happened. I really, truly do. And so take this JOLGO, the joy of letting go, and think about how this can possibly be good for you, and how these changes that we're kind of forced to make right now, you may not want to go back to them in the future. Might be interesting. Okay, let's take the third question. What does my body need right now? How can I honor that? I think a lot of you need to eat. I've been looking at your chats. I think a lot of you need to eat. Oh my gosh, relax, more exercise. I second Terry Roberts' comments. Yeah, think about what your body needs. We are giving, sometimes it's nice to look at things in a positive way. We're giving the earth a break. We're giving our bodies a break. We're giving, I don't know about you, but I'm definitely giving my face a break. I don't put on makeup every day unless I'm presenting. I love that, okay? I'm able to spend more time. Okay, this afternoon at 5:30, I've got a happy hour with some of my horse girlfriends. And that's what we've been doing every Friday night. It's different. It's kind of different. What does your body need? What does your mind need? Okay, think about that. Don't let it go. This is the time to pay attention to it. Interesting. The fourth question, how could this time benefit you, your family, and your business? Okay. I'm not a prognosticator, but things will be different. Things are going to be different. We're going to talk about change and how to deal with that, but things are going to be different. So, okay, think about that. And how could you work with yourself and your family and your business and make some changes that you've always wanted to maybe make? Do some things you've always wanted to try. Do some bonding that you've always wanted to do and didn't have enough time. Vision, prioritize. Yeah, look at these coming in. Do better organization, focus on improving self and implementing new processes. You guys are right. Realign priorities. No kidding. No kidding. We all get going crazy, crazy, crazy. And then it's like, well, I kind of missed that objective. I kind of missed that. Realign the priorities. What's really, really important? Reassessing your business, reassessing how you've been working, reconnecting with your family. If I was in front of you guys, I'd be hugging you right now. I really would, because this is everything we're talking about. And the last question, where do I want to go in the future? You are empowered. And by the time I'm finished today, you're really going to feel that empowerment. You're empowered to go anywhere you want to go in the future. Think about it, because we're going to talk about clarity and what's needed there with clarity, and you're going to kind of figure that out. So love that swallows fear. Whoa, Danette, yes, that's deep, but I love that. Yes. Yeah, I totally agree. Okay, so what I want you to do right now is I want you to take a deep breath. Imagine all of you have been doing some meditating. So you breathe through the nose and you let it out through the mouth. So take in a breath and then release it. We're going to do this 3 times. Breathe in deeply. Release it. One more time. Breathe in deeply and then release it. I had you doing that because I want you to think very differently right now. I want you to think differently. If you're probably sitting down, sit back in your chair, drink the beverage that you have, whether it's a mint julep or water or whatever you've got, have the beverage. Some of you might quickly go get a snack bar. That's really, really hungry. And let's rock and roll. All right. So I've got a question for you. Miranda, what's under your hood? Terry, what's under your hood? Jocelyn, or even Sean, what's under your hood? Now, this is the Bugatti Veyron. It is one of the fastest cars on the road today. Any of you that have a Bugatti sitting in the parking lot or sitting in your garage, would you please chat me and let me know, because you are now my new best friend. If you have that Bugatti, you are now absolutely my friend that I'm going to hang out with, because you got the Bugatti. Let me tell you about the Bugatti. It goes 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds. Top speed, 280 miles per hour. At top speed, it's going to go through a full tank of gas in about 12 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Back to that miles per hour, you can go up to 280. They like you to keep it at 260 because after 260, you start hydroplaning off the ground. The car is built in sections like you would an airplane. Each tire on that car costs $3,000. Total price tag on the car, $3 million. Wow. $3 million. And its horsepower. What do you think the horsepower is on that car? Love to know. What are your guesses? Let me give you some ideas on horsepower. A typical car is 120 horsepower. Come on, chat me what you think that horsepower is. A Mazda Miata, 155 horsepower. An SUV is a little bit over 200 horsepower. Ooh, Miranda. Miranda, you must be Googling a little bit. Corvettes, 455 horsepower. Dodge Chargers, 485. Let's see. James Bond's Aston Martin, 600 horsepower. Let's see. The highest one I've got there is Miranda at 900. Any more guesses? Terry, you're coming in at 1,000. I feel like we're in a horse race. We're in a horse race. We're in a horse race. Oh yeah. Keep bringing it on. Keep bringing it on. Any more? 1,001. Hedging your bets there, Karen. You are definitely a gambler here. Okay.
1,200.
Okay, 1,200. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? We're rounding the corner. We're rounding the corner, and we're catching up. We're catching up. We're catching up. Ready? That car is 1,500 horsepower. 1,500 horsepower, guys. So, my question to the Professional Women's Alliance, is that truly horsepower? Is it? Is that multi-million-dollar machine truly horsepower? Anybody that said no, you're right. That is not the definition of horsepower. Horsepower is more than any machine. Okay, I've got a story I want to tell you. I learned about true horsepower about 15, 17 years ago. And at that time, I was in corporate America. I was a director of a company. I was in corporate America, and it was a Fortune 200 company. And I was working with all of our big clients, the Chase Banks, the Bank of Americas, the HCA healthcare groups, the VHAs, all of them. And I was traveling probably about 45 weeks out of the year. I was exhausted. I was tired, kept traveling. And I had a girlfriend up in Minnesota. We would see each other probably once or twice a year, but we got into a habit where one of us would say, okay, we're going to go on a vacation, and we would switch who was going to pick out where we're going to go to vacation. So it was Barb's turn to choose where we were going to go on vacation. And I was kind of hoping that she would choose Vegas. I thought, oh yeah, I want to go see a Cirque du Soleil. I want to go see a show. I want to do a little bit of, maybe play 21 or something. But I thought, yeah, come on, Barb, give me Vegas. So she calls me up and she goes, I am so excited about what we're going to do this year. And I said, yeah, me too. What are we doing? I can't wait. She goes, I have booked us to do a 4-day cattle drive at the Wyo Ranch down by San Antonio. And for 4 days, we're going to herd 500 Texas Longhorns. Those are those guys in the picture right there with the big horns on horseback. So I didn't want to let my Barb down, but I thought, I have never been on a horse. Okay, never been on a horse. I'm a Colorado girl. I grew up in Denver, Colorado, and I grew up on those ski slopes. That's pretty much what I did every weekend in Colorado. So, oh my gosh, how many of you, chat me right now, have a horse or have a horse in your life or have ever gone horseback riding, or what you think? What you think about being 4 days in the saddle on a horse? Yes, we have 2 horses. Ooh, I've got some pros on horses. Soar. Sheila, you got that right. Boy, do you have that right. Absolutely. I would be afraid. I used to train horses professionally, but wrote English. Ooh, who's that? Sheila. Yes. Okay. Well, let me tell you about this. So when I heard about it, I didn't want to hurt Barb's feelings. So I didn't own a pair of jeans. I didn't own a cowboy hat. I didn't own a bandana. I had, at the time, never dated a cowboy, and heck, I never line danced to Billy Bob's, all right? But I did what any red-blooded American Dallas girl is going to do, and I went shopping. Yay. And I bought a tight pair of jeans, and I bought a really pretty white frilly blouse, okay? And of course, I had the earrings that matched, and I packed in my garment bag, underlying garment bag there. I packed up my makeup and my hair stuff, and I was ready to go, and I was so proud of myself. And I was, yeah, let's bring on the horse thing. This can't be that bad. I can handle it. I've had dogs. Horses can't be that different. Well, over the next 4 days, I was in the saddle for 10 hours a day. 10 hours a day. They would wake us up at 4:30 in the morning to the sound of Eddie Arnold's cattle call. And you're all pretty young, probably you remember this, but that song goes, woo, 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 okay, 4:30 in the morning. I woke up to Eddie Arnold's cattle call. They woke us up. They gave us a chuck wagon breakfast, and then we were out 10 hours every day. During that 10 hours, I could smell the sweat off of those cows. I could hear the rustling between the mesquite brushes. I could smell the sweat on my horse. I could smell the sweat on me. I felt the Texas sun beating down on my back. I had dirt in my teeth. It drove me crazy because when we were in the drag position is the position that goes, hey, you little doggy, 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 and we push the cattle ahead. Well, we're going to get the dust, right? Nobody told us about that till we kind of woke up to that the second or third day. So that's my experience. And when that cattle drive was over with, I was never so sore, so dirty, so filthy, so achy, and I loved it. So being the impulsive little girl I am, when I came back to Dallas, I went to the Dallas Morning News. That's how we bought things back then. I went to the Dallas Morning News, and here was what I saw. 1,600 pound, 16.3 hand high.
Wow.
Belgian draft quarter horse, and his name was Paxton. Whoa. Paxton was the only horse I saw, you see, because I didn't shop. I had no idea what I was shopping for, but I went down and I saw this big, gorgeous, wonderful looking horse. And that was Paxton.
Wow.
And I thought to myself, I like him. Of course, I didn't know what I liked, but I liked him. Yes. Now, I took one look at that horse that day, and I went in my typical blonde voice, "Woo, pretty horsey." And Paxton looked at me. This is where I love to use my microphone. Paxton looked at me and went, "Dumb blonde." That's how we started off. I was pretty much a dumb blonde for him. And in the world of speaking, this is kind of like the highlight of the story because things start going downhill from here. Over the next month, okay, things didn't work out so hot. Let's see, Paxton kicked me off of him 3 different times. We were kicked out of 4 different barns. He pulled up 3 different hitching posts, 2 of which hit me in the head. 3 times I went underneath his belly because I had no clue how to attach a saddle. And that's kind of what was going on. It was rough. And one day I had gotten bucked off again. Have you ever fallen from a very tall, big horse? It hurts. And my girlfriend Sally came running up and she goes, Betty, get rid of that horse. He's too big. He's too ornery. He's not behaving. Get rid of him. Fire him. I thought about that for about a nanosecond. And then I looked at Sally and I said, no, Sally, no. It's not the horse. You see, I had bought that big, beautiful, majestic animal that day without having any respect for him. I had no idea what a horse ate. I had no idea what he liked. I had no idea what he was afraid of. I had no idea. And he knew it. He knew I had not respected him. And so he didn't respect me. So I had to make a clarity decision that day. And I had to figure out how important is this horse to me that I want to keep this beautiful, majestic animal, because I'm going to have to change. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do this. So I started watching videos. I started talking to people. I started taking lessons. I started working out with this horse in the lunging arena. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is great. I'm learning so much. Because once I got out of Betty world and stopped talking and started listening more, our relationship changed. So over the next few months, Paxton would start coming to me when I wanted to feed him. He would start paying attention to me. I learned about his body language. I learned about how a horse is a flight animal, where a dog, lion, tiger, bear is more of a fight animal. They're going to stand their ground. They're going to fight if they're threatened. Not a horse. A horse will take off and go jump the fence. So I learned a lot. I learned an awful lot from Paxton. And over the next few months, I learned how phenomenal they are. I learned that horses have been around for 45 million years. They're incredibly adaptable. They're very diverse. God made them differently than he made any other animal on this planet. They have their own language. They have their own body language that you can read. When a horse is paying attention to you and he likes you, his ears will go up like this and he'll be looking right at you. What I'm trying to do right now, I'm trying to look at you. All right? That means he's paying attention. If his face is kind of off to the side and only one ear is this way and the other one maybe this way, that means you kind of have half of his attention. Now, if he's getting upset, if he's getting fearful or whatever, the ears will go back on the head like that. The eyes will get very wide. The nostrils will start flaring. And then when he starts snorting, oh, Nellie, bar the door. Because that's when he's going to pull back and pull up a hitching post. They have their own language. They are the animals that have the most perception of emotional intelligence on this earth. They actually listen. They don't have an agenda. They don't have ulterior motives. They give you very honest, true feedback. That's why they're so wonderful when it comes to therapy. They're incapable of lying. They're very, very honest, open, authentic. They react to a herd leader they can trust. And if they have a herd leader they cannot trust, they'll find a new herd leader. Ooh, there's a leadership. I talk about that in leadership. So he knew I wasn't going to be a very good herd leader. So he didn't give a darn if he kicked me off of him. But once we started communicating, once we started listening and understanding each other, that relationship, that respect, that trust started growing. And we have now worked with the Houston Police Department, the Dallas Police Department in horse desensitization training. He will literally let me sit on his back when a gun is fired, when a smoke bomb goes off, when fireworks go off. I have even been able to keep him easy, easy, stay boy, when a Flight for Life helicopter lands about 50 feet away. That's Paxton. Isn't that interesting? Mm-hmm. So he was the creator. I like to say that he created the Communicating with Horsepower program, which is one of my programs. And we have given over 50 events in our relationship, and we've done it for over 1,200 people. That's on site where you actually work with the horses at the equestrian center. So that's pretty cool. But what I learned from this was this. His horsepower skills built my human power. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit, because his horse fluence absolutely changed my life. Some of the elements of horsepower are respect, integrity, trust, honesty, building loyalty. Now, as I'm going through this, I want you to think about if you work your place of work, if you are a leader, what leadership skills would apply here. If you're a team leader, think about this. Even in your family, even in your home, even in every relationship you have, respect, integrity, trust, honesty, building loyalty, incredibly important. Being able to listen, getting out of Betty World, listening, showing empathy, and utilizing your emotional intelligence. Being authentic. If you're going to tell people bad news, be honest with them. Tell them what's going on. Be authentic. Be transparent in relationships. Always give positive enforcement. This is Paxton's positive enforcement. That's a Nick. Come on, boy. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Energizing cultures. If there's ever a time for energizing cultures, it's right now. We're going through a tremendous time of transformation. Oh my gosh, the cultures, they're hurting. We need to really put emphasis on energizing cultures. We're going through tremendous change. We need to help people and manage and embrace and be able to reinvent, to understand differences. We're not all the same. We shouldn't expect everything from everybody. Credibility and value through effective communication, being able to talk. And the energy elements of purpose, power, and passion. You're going to hear a lot about that. So when I was talking to Miranda about today, which was actually going to be celebrating, or actually tomorrow is Derby Day. By the way, it's the what did I say, guys? The 146th Kentucky Derby was going to be tomorrow. And it has been postponed now until September. So September 5th, we can all do this again. Wouldn't it be kind of cool to do it actually with horses? We need to work on that. Okay, would you all like to do that? Give me a chat, give me a chat, give me a chat. Okay. What I want to do is I promised Miranda I would build this into the presentation because we were all going to be talking to, yes, sure. Yes, I see the chats. We were all going to be talking about horses and the Kentucky Derby. So chat for me right now and tell me how many of you like to go to the horse races. How many of you like to go to the horse races? Yes, me, so much fun. Yeah. Ooh, I got a trifecta from Karen. Yeah, I love it. I love your interaction, guys. This is great. Okay, so I got a question for you. When you go to the horse races, let's say you go on out to Lone Star Racetrack here in Grand Prairie. How do you bet? Do you kind of like bet on, ooh, that's a pretty horse? Or, ooh, I like that horsey's name? Or pretty color? You bet on the stats. All right, Miss Terry, good. Okay. Well, my husband and I used to love going out to the horse races. And when we would go, he had his way of handicapping. Most athletic looking horse or underdog. Ooh, nice theory there, Sheila. He always used to like to use the handicap pages, okay? Whether it was the gold sheet or the blue sheet or the sheet tips or whatever they were calling them. You had to pay $5 for each one of them. That's what he would use. And then he would look down the trainer. And then he would look down the owner. And then he would look down the jockey. And then he would even say, what were the number of furlongs the horse just got finished racing? I like your answer, Jennifer. Jennifer, everybody look at the chat that Jennifer put out. Or if the horse had Lasix that morning, okay? If the horse had Lasix that morning, that meant it was going to run faster. That's the way he would handicap. The way I would handicap is I would go down to where all the horses were coming in, and I would use a little bit of my horsepower skills. I never wanted to look at the handicapping sheets. I'd go on down and I look at the body language of the horse. How comfortable was the horse? What did the horse do when he was being saddled up? How did the horse react to his jockey? And then when the pony horse took the racehorse out to the racetrack, how was he acting? Was he kind of like crazy all over the place, not knowing what was going on? Was he kind of like coming across arrogant and bumping into the pony horse that was leading him? What was the reaction of the pony horse? Was the pony horse looking at the racehorse like saying, oh, you're kind of stupid. You're immature. You haven't done this before, have you, buddy? Or was the body language saying, I'm confident, I've got this, I'm ready to go. Yes, I'm a little antsy, but I'm in control and I'm going to win this race. That's what I would look at. I only made $2 bets, okay? Maybe I wasn't that impressed with my theory here, but I'll tell you what, I always beat my husband out of it. It was fun. I loved it. It was a different way of betting. Now, the difference between betting, gambling, and wagering, who knows? Difference between betting, gambling, and wagering. Betting is when you literally say, I like the color of that horse. Ooh, that horse has the same name as my grandmother. I'm going to bet on it. That's betting. That's just like taking your $2 up to the window and saying, here's my bet. Okay, don't need to see my $2 again. Or do you gamble? Do you do a little bit of homework? Do you look at those sheets, those stat sheets, and do you kind of make a good, best judgment that you possibly can? That's a gamble. Or do you wager? And this is the one I want you to pay attention to. Do you wager when you go to the racetrack, and do you say, okay, how much money do I have? How much money am I willing to lose? What are the statistics on this horse? What's the body language of the horse? What's all the things I can gather? And then I'm going to step above it with higher perspective, with clarity, and I'm going to make the best decision I can in my wagering. There's 3 different ways of different approaches. Now, in life, especially in this coronavirus, are you handling this by betting, by gambling, or intelligent wagering? Right on, Marianne, you're wagering. Interesting way of thinking about it, isn't it? Okay, so let's talk about clarity. Right now, find your highest point of clarity during this time of uncertainty. Life has changed a lot in the last few months, guys, and it's likely that it's going to continue to change even more. We're sick of being home all the time. We miss our friends, we miss our families. Everything that was canceled is trying to open up today, but we know everything's not going to be opening up. The economy is tanking depending upon what day you look at your portfolio. It's a little scary. You're getting anxious. You're scared about what lies ahead. This is all true. Now, wouldn't it be nice to be able to control clarity and at the best of your ability, make some decisions here that'll be good for you in the future? Yeah, let's talk about that. Understand that progress during times of uncertainty, what we're going through right now, is like stumbling forward and bandaging your knee and getting back up and going back at it. Make all the correct decisions you are going to be making in wagering. Okay? What do I need to do with my financial portfolio? Talk to your financial analyst. Am I keeping the mask on? Am I being careful? Am I taking all those recommendations? In times of turbulence, there's always a lot of fog. Well, time to separate the fog from some clear sky. Think about what your gut is telling you. Sometimes if you don't know what to do, it's obscure. But if you start thinking it through and using your gut and thinking with clarity, you start knowing what you want to do. The confusion goes away. You ignore the clatter of everybody else and the clatter that's in your head, and you start literally managing the situation. Okay, how many times? As an example, here's how you could do that. How many times a day are you watching the news? If you're doing it all the time, you're going to drive yourself crazy. Pick a couple times. That's it. Morning, night, maybe not right before you go to sleep. Best thing to do. Have a schedule. This is the time I get up. This is the time I go to bed. This is the time I'm exercising. This is the time I'm eating. This is my time for meditating and breathing. Keep a high perspective. Almost imagine yourself in an out-of-body experience, looking down on the situation and saying, wow, I'm watching what's going on. I'm listening to what's going on. Now I'm going to move the clatter away, and then I'm going to listen to myself and my own gut. And that's what I want you to do. In the information that Miranda sent out to you was 7 ways to find your highest point of clarity. Look these over today or tonight. Reconnect with your purpose and your mission. This is not a time to let it go. Know what you were doing before, reconnect with it, and find the clarity to go forward. Don't take long-term solutions. Try things in baby steps right now. Try short-term solutions. See how they work. See how they taste. See how you like it. Avoid big experiments. It's not supposed to be making big-time purchases right now. Not till you're really sure and you got clarity. Bring in outside voices to expand your approach. Ask the professionals. If you want to buy a house, ask the professionals what they think. Make good decisions. Stay open to what people are saying. Find your good and your highest point of clarity. The other thing that's going on in our lives right now is change. No other time right now is change really tough to make. You're scared. It's fearful. And it's going to be going on for a while, which makes it all the more difficult sometimes to be able to handle it. It's not like an overnight thing. So let's talk about change. This is the time to hit the giant reset button. If there's something you're not happy about that you want to make changes, think about doing it now. Start laying the groundwork now. One of the handouts that we sent out to you was embracing change now. When you start doing that, think about understanding it, why it's necessary. Ease it upon yourself. Don't fight it. We can't fight coronavirus. It's here. Now, how are we going to transition with it? Ask candid questions. Have candid conversations. Understand the situation before you make any changes. Always have a positive attitude and open mind. Make these advantages work for you. Think long term. Career frustrations. This is going to pass. Don't know when. Could be by June. Could be by August. I don't know. Don't have that crystal ball, but it will pass. So think long term. Make long term decisions. Do what you do best. Know your strengths. Be flexible. Manage your stress. Take care of yourself. We're going to talk about that, but take care of yourself and stay healthy. And find the sense of humor in it. It's going to be okay. So this is one of your handouts. Please think about it and kind of make some notes on it. Think about what you think about it. Embrace the change. Can't fight it, guys. Embrace it. Now, I heard this saying the other day and I just loved it. How to never waste a good crisis. And I find this very interesting right now. Have you kind of noticed how leaders are developing a good case of humility? The people that you know that have always had the answers, they're always right. It's their way or the highway. They always know what to do. Well, you know what? That's not working right now. People in those positions are discovering a disruption and it's this rediscovery of their humility, which I think is kind of cool. The beauty of disruption is the rediscovery of humility. Sometimes disruption can give you answers. Disruption makes us feel different. What was important to you back in January when we were over with Christmas and the holidays and we started this new year, you had no idea what was in front of you. Then we all got into our lives and they became hectic and crazy, right? Well, we've had some disruption. Make it work for you. There are ways to never waste a good disruption. Now that might be kind of funny and a different way of looking at it, but think about it. You control this time. You control your responses to it. One of the other things I just love is grit. Now, I want you guys to text to or chat to me. How many of you have actual grit? Come on. I want to know those of you that have got the grit to see this through. Yep, lots of grit. Yes, yes, yes. I love this. I think I do. Yes, you do. It's no thinking. Yes, you do. I have grit. Yes, yes, yes. Well, you know what? Hang in there, have the grit, see this through, and you're going to look so darn smart by the end of it. It's true. Never giving up, having the grit, you're going to develop wisdom. And that's going to be kind of cool. Think of our grandparents or other people in our lives who we admired so much. They had grit. Think of our parents and other people and grandparents who lived through World War II. They had grit. And then later, wisdom. So I find that very, very interesting way of looking at this. Now let's talk about you. Companies prior to February wanted employees that were giving their 150%. They wanted full engagement. How were we going to get full engagement? Well, that was a little tough when people were coming to work with only 42% initiative and engagement. And that was, well, now where are we at? I want you to think about full engagement for each of you personally, because you have the power to totally engage how you want to engage for the future. The way you're going to do that is with the 4 horsepower energy elements. Physical energy, that means your health. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you taking vitamins? Do you have a specific time of day that you are actually exercising? Are you meditating? Okay. Are you eating the right stuff? I'm not one to talk here. I have discovered the beauty of white chocolate Reese's peanut butter cups. God. It's like, Betty, get a firm grip on yourself here. Get some grit and stop with the peanut butter cups. So, but we got to think about that. We got to think of our bodies right now, because they're the things that are going to see us through. Your emotional energy. Have you been a little snappy through this? Maybe you've lost your temper. Maybe you wanted to cry a lot. maybe you felt that it was all you, that nobody else was feeling this. Be gentle with yourself right now. Take care of your emotional energy. All of these things, if you want to know more about them, this is a whole keynote. So let me know and I'll be happy and send some information to you. Your mental energy. Remember the mental energy of how we were bombarded, and we still are even more so, with our cell phones, with our texts, with our emails, with having to, that just sapped the energy out of us mentally. And remember how we used to love saying, oh, I'm great. I can keep 8 balls up in the air all at one time. But you really never got much done. Now it's all about mindfulness, being focused, keeping your mind on what's going on, and you really accomplish so much more. The fourth energy element is your spiritual, or what I like to call purpose. Okay. Oh, I'm very sorry. Purpose. Purpose is what drives you. That's what gets you.
Wow.
Okay. So are you feeling tired? Are you feeling spent? Are you feeling exhausted? Well, that's because your cup is empty because you poured out more than you poured in. Now, you know how to pour things in. You know what makes you happy. You know what makes you feel good. It might be that glass of wine we talked about earlier. It might be going for more walks. It might be actually exercising. It might be cleaning out the closet, stepping back and saying, darn, I did a great job on that closet. Or it might be where's my to-do list? It might be your to-do list. You know how I just get excited? It's when I have my entire to-do list and then I get to just make all these squiggles, all these circles through it when I accomplish what I had to do. That feels so good. I love that. Pour more into you. Pour into you what you need to do. Don't always be emptying out your cup. Understand, the way people feel profoundly influences how they perform. That's always been true in business. It's really true now in every relationship we have. Those around us, make sure their energy factors are doing well, because how people feel will influence what they do and how they perform. Out of all the energy elements, I love purpose probably the best. To do what you're passionate about. Don't let coronavirus suck this out of you. Don't allow that to happen. Don't allow this situation to keep your energy low. Do what you love to do. Reinvent yourself. Take the passion and the purpose that you've had and reinvent it. Be even better when we come out of this. Each of you have your own momentum. So many people think I have to have a bolt of lightning come down from the sky, hit me in the head, and then I'm going to get going. And then I'm going to have that momentum going. No. You manage your own momentum. You create your own momentum. Momentum is not one single spectacular event. Momentum is little wins that keep happening over and over and over again, and that's what builds your momentum. Think about this. Think about Six Flags. Think about the roller coaster. What is it? The Big Texan or whatever it is out there? Okay, think about this for me. You know how you're getting going up the roller coaster? Kind of sounds like that Nick thing I was doing with the horse, doesn't it? But it's going up the roller coaster. It's going up, it's going up the track. You hit the top of the Texas Titan and all of a sudden, bam, you go on down. Yeah, that feels so good. I got that accomplished. I had momentum. But then what happens? You start going up again. Yeah. And then bam, you go down again. You are building your momentum. So momentum is continuous little wins that keep happening. And that's how you accomplish what you want to accomplish. Each one of you have it inside of you. Each one of you have the ability to get up tomorrow morning and say, no matter what happens, I'm going to make this work. I've got the momentum. And you'll make it happen. Another way I like to think about this. When coronavirus hit back in February, and I had to change all of my year's goals and objectives and everything I wanted to accomplish. Plus, the speaking industry was going to be doing a lot of changes. I couldn't be with you all in person for a while. I thought, okay, Betty, I got to think this through. I got to have some clarity. So I would love to take credit for improvise, adapt, and overcome. Actually, it's from a Clint Eastwood movie, Heartbreak Ridge or Heartbreak something. They can look it up. Marine, okay? Improvise, adapt, overcome. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Well, I kind of like that. So that gets me going. So I want you to think about this. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Improvise, think about your clarity. Think about what we've talked about there. Get clarity of the situation. What's happening? What sounds good? What do you want to do? Adapt. That's making the changes you need to make. Okay, we've talked about that. Overcome, you overcome it with horsepower and momentum. Whoa, I love that. I love that. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Hopefully you are all writing that down. Okay, so let's talk about the road ahead, momentum and horsepower, because that's all you're going to need. So let's talk about this. This is where we start off. What truly is horsepower? What is it? We've had a lot of comments, a lot of different ways of thinking. What truly is horsepower? Is it that Bugatti Veyron that runs around the racetrack at 280 miles per hour? Vroom, new, new. I love to go to Texas Speedway. New. It feels like, you know, you just hear that all the time for 6 hours. But anyway, is that horsepower? Is it? I love this. Is horsepower the, the statistical formula of 1 horsepower equals 33,000 foot-pounds per minute? Don't ask me to explain that. Is horsepower a galloping horse in an arena that never gives up, that you start communicating with, that you start bonding with, and that all of a sudden changes your life and changes your traction and your trajectory, the trajectory you're going? Is horsepower combined with momentum and the future going to be what you need to succeed over coronavirus? Oh yeah. Here's horsepower, guys. And this was also one of your attachments this morning. Horsepower with momentum is true conviction. It's courage. It's commitment. It's mastering the long haul. It doesn't matter if it's going to end in 2 months or a year or 2 years. It's mastering this long haul. Horsepower and momentum is self-discipline. It's tenacity. It's never giving up. You keep going. You keep moving yourself in the right direction. It's pushing yourself in spite of all odds and no matter what's going on. It's being resilient, saying, okay, I'm not going to let this get to me. It's going to be like water off a duck's back. Being optimistic, having the confidence that you can do this, going outside your comfort zone, change, staying the course, perseverance, making a goal a reality, and living with purpose, power, and passion. Now, those of you that know anything about horses, you're going to love this. This is kind of like my credo for life. In the horse world, or for riders of horses, there is a saying that you ride every stride. And what that means is every time I get on top of that horse, he has the power to kick me off of him. He has the power to trample me. He has the power to kill me. But if I pay attention to what's going on and I ride every stride, I'm riding that horse. I'm concentrating on that horse. I'm paying attention to what's going on. I'm feeling that horse with my ankles, my calves, my thighs, my rear, my back, my mind. I'm riding every stride. I'm mindful of what's going on. I'm appreciative of what's going on, and I'm riding every stride. That's, my new friends, what I want you to do. I want you to ride every stride right now. I want you to understand your value and what you have to offer and the momentum and the horsepower that you have. I want you to ride every stride. I want you to gain the momentum. I want you to do it with horsepower because it's underneath every one of your hoods. So I think I did it pretty much on time, Miranda. Are you proud of me or what? Remember, chat some more. I'm going to go back to chat here. I'm going to go off of my PowerPoint. Chat more. There is Paxton, little Paxton. He's a lot bigger than this. And I want to thank you. Let's stay in touch. You have all my information. Please stay in touch. If there's anything you'd like to know more about, or if there's anything I can send you, I'll be happy and do so. It's been an honor, privilege, and pleasure to be your speaker today. All right. So I guess, Terry, I'm going to turn this over to you.
Yes.
I'm going to get out of this sharing thing, and I'm coming back to the world. Hi.
Hi. Well, I feel like you were speaking to me, so I hope everyone else enjoyed sharing in my talk, because it really brings home a lot of the things that I've been going through and a lot of you have been going through during this time. So all the uncertainty and all the disruptions and finding us in an uncomfortable place for me has allowed me to set back and evaluate what I'm doing, where I'm going, to rethink my purpose. And I'm really coming back in the mindset to reset. And I think without this opportunity, I would have kept doing what I'm doing. And so I'm grateful for this time, and I'm really grateful for Betty to really provide clarity in that. And that means a lot to me. So next, we're going to do some drawings. And the first one, I'm not really sure what's going to happen now. The first thing we're going to
So we're going to do
draw
an
for, yes, is the Ulta gift card for $25, which I hope they're going to open soon because I need them. So I think something's going to happen now. Here we go. Okay. Spinning the wheel. Karen. Nope. Not so fast, Terry. Trisha, there you go. Congratulations. That'll be a nice gift card that Miranda's going to get to you. And next thing we're drawing for is a $30 Amazon card. Here you go. Congratulations. The last thing, and I need to point out that for some reason my name is not on there because I need this. It's the Belfiore gift basket that's got products and a $50 gift certificate, which will get you moving pretty close to an hour massage. And if anyone needs recommendations for the therapist, just holler at me. So with that, we are going to, again, spin. Yeah, congratulations. That's wonderful. So you guys, is there any, I think we're kind of wrapping up. Anything else from Miranda?
That's it. Thank you guys for joining us.
Yes,
I hope you enjoyed the webinar. Thank you, Betty. Thank you, Terry. And ladies, we will be in touch with our next PWA event. Hopefully it won't be too long before that. And to our winners, I will be in contact with you shortly.
Blessings to everybody. Have a good one.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Live it with horsepower.